Here are the 7 signs that indicate you are a very strong person. 1. Emotional control. Imagine this. You've spent weeks preparing for an important project. Everything seems to be on track, and then suddenly something goes wrong. Or perhaps out of nowhere, someone you trust criticizes you unfairly. What would you do? Most people let emotions take over. They might react with anger, frustration, or even despair. It's natural, isn't it? But reacting in the heat of the moment often leads to regret. Let me tell you a story about my boss. He's not just a leader, but a master of emotional control. I've watched him handle moments of intense pressure with a calm that's almost unshakable. When a project of ours faced an unexpected setback, everyone else panicked. Some blamed circumstances, others blamed each other, but he remained composed. He asked questions, sought solutions, and guided the team with clarity and focus. It wasn't that he didn't feel the stress, he simply chose not to let it control him. This kind of control isn't about suppressing emotions, but mastering them. As Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Emotional control is the ability to focus on what you can change while letting go of what you can't. It's the calm within the storm, the strength that turns chaos into clarity. Think about it. How often have you spoken words in anger that you wished you could take back? How many decisions made in frustration ended up making things worse? Emotions are powerful, and when unchecked, they can lead us astray. When frustration or anger rises, pause. Take a deep breath and give yourself space to think. This moment of pause is powerful. It allows you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Then ask yourself a simple question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If yes, redirect your energy toward solving the problem, not fueling the emotion. 2. Taking responsibility. You are truly strong when you take responsibility for your actions. Imagine this scenario. You've promised a colleague that you'll finish part of a report by the weekend. The days pass quickly, and with other pressing tasks, you miss the deadline. What do? Many might be tempted to make excuses, blaming a heavy workload, unforeseen circumstances, or even other people. But taking responsibility means acknowledging your failure without hesitation. You own up to your mistake, apologize, and make it right. At first glance, this might seem like a small act, but it speaks volumes about your character. Responsibility isn't about avoiding mistakes, it's about how you respond to them. Seneca wisely noted, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Mistakes are inevitable. They mark the end of one attempt and the start of learning. What defines you is whether you use those moments to grow. Taking responsibility requires courage. It's not easy to admit when we're wrong, especially when the world often celebrates perfection. But let's face it, perfection is an illusion. We're all flawed, and we all stumble. True strength comes from facing those flaws head on and choosing to make amends rather than hiding behind excuses. Start small. If you forget to return a friend's call, don't make excuses. Apologize sincerely and set things right. When faced with criticism, resist the urge to defend yourself immediately. Reflect on whether there's truth in the feedback, and if there is, act on it. Remember that responsibility also means acknowledging your successes. It's not just about owning mistakes. It's about celebrating the times when your actions made a positive difference. 3. Facing fears. Fear is a universal emotion. It whispers doubts, paints worst-case scenarios, and tells you to step back. Yet, the strongest among us don't run from fear. They face it head-on. They see fear not as an enemy, but as a teacher, a stepping stone toward growth and transformation. Consider this. You're offered an opportunity to speak in front of a crowd. Fear tells you, what if you embarrass yourself? You hesitate, but then you take a deep breath and accept. In that moment, you've chosen growth over comfort. You've decided that the possibility of failure is worth the chance to learn and to stretch beyond your current limits. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Fear often stems from how we perceive challenges, not the challenges themselves. Now think about this. You have an exam, an interview, or a difficult conversation ahead. Fear will try to stop you by highlighting what could go wrong. A strong person, however, recognizes this voice and chooses to act despite it. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward regardless of it. Start with deep breathing. When fear grips you, steady your breath to calm your racing thoughts. Break tasks into smaller steps to make daunting challenges more manageable. Remind yourself that discomfort is temporary, but growth is permanent. Facing fear isn't about being fearless, it's about action. Each time you face what scares you, you become a little braver. You start to realize that fear is often an illusion, a barrier that dissolves when confronted. 4. Embracing solitude. There's a unique kind of strength in being comfortable with solitude, a strength that is often misunderstood. In a world that constantly demands connection and thrives on distractions, being alone is sometimes seen as a weakness, a failure to engage. But solitude, when embraced, is a powerful ally. It forces you to confront yourself, to reflect, and ultimately to grow. Epictetus once said, "He who is not satisfied with the little is satisfied with nothing." Solitude teaches you to be content with what you have and to find fulfillment within yourself, rather than seeking it in external validations. It's in these quiet moments that you learn self-reliance, building the kind of resilience that no one can take away. Unlike loneliness, which is marked by a longing for connection, solitude is a choice. It's an intentional decision to step away from the chaos and nurture your inner world. This distinction matters. Loneliness drains, solitude replenishes. So here is one thing to do. Schedule deliberate moments of solitude in your week. Start small, perhaps 30 minutes of quiet reflection without your phone or other distractions. Use this time to journal, meditate, or simply sit with your thoughts. Notice what arises without judgment, and gradually increase these periods as you become more comfortable with your own company. Remember, solitude isn't about isolation, it's about reconnecting with yourself. 5. Staying positive in adversity. Staying positive in adversity isn't about ignoring pain or dismissing hardship. It's about choosing to focus on what you can learn, what you can change, and what remains good, even in the darkest moments. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This mindset is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a testament to the power of perspective. Adversity is inevitable. Life, with its twists and turns, challenges even the best of us. But it is within these challenges that we discover who we truly are. 6. Setting boundaries. True strength often lies in the choices we make to protect our time, energy, and inner peace. Setting boundaries isn't about shutting people out. It's about knowing your limits and honoring them. It's about saying no when you need to and yes to the things that truly matter. In a world that often demands more than we can give, boundaries are the shield that keeps us from burning out. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus taught, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." To know yourself is to understand what you can give and what you need to keep for your well-being. Boundaries are a reflection of that self-awareness. Some might view setting boundaries as selfish, but the truth is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you give without limits, you deplete yourself, leaving little for others and even less for yourself. Saying no isn't rejection, it's an act of self-respect. 7. Lifting others up. Strength isn't just about overcoming your challenges, it's about using your resilience to inspire and uplift others. A truly strong person doesn't compete to tear others down. They collaborate to build them up. They understand that lifting someone else doesn't diminish their light, it makes it shine even brighter. The Stoics remind us of the interconnectedness of humanity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee." When you help others thrive, you enrich not only their lives, but also your own. A community built on mutual support becomes stronger together. weathering challenges that no individual could face alone. What sign of strength resonates most with you? How will you practice it today? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now.